Hello everyone, in today's video tutorial we are going to look at how we can use this shortcut application or program to enable us cut the recorded videos that we have. However, before we can proceed directly to cutting, let's briefly have a look at some of the features that are on this program that you may need to work with. First of all, we have this view here. So on this area here we see that this is new project. So any video that you would like to go ahead and cut comes in this program as a new project. So in this area you can decide to go ahead and give that project a name if you would like to do so. Then here we see the recent projects. So these recent projects are the projects or the videos that are already cut, so they come in the recent project area here. Then where we see the playlist, in the playlist area you're going to have those different parts of the video that you have cut placed here, and there you will be transferring them either from the playlist and you convert as your video, or you first of all move them and make the converting to be done from this area known as the timeline. Then we also have this area for jobs and this area for the recent video. As you are cutting the video, there is that video that will always appear on top of all these other videos that we see here. So these are the names of the videos that I've cut previously or sometimes back. Then on the ribbon here we see options to open file. That is, if you would like to access that video you want to cut, you can use this open file option. Then you can go ahead and save that cut video when you're done with the cutting. You see the options to undo and redo the changes that you could have made on the video that you have already cut. Then you see here we have the playlist, the recent, the timeline. The timeline is this downer part. The playlist is this area that we have already seen. If you want also to display the keyframes, you can do that. You can have the history viewed. You can also export. This one we shall do it, that is after you're done with the cutting of the video. So now let's go to our video that we'd like to cut. So to display the video, we shall move our pointer to this open file button. We click on it. So when we click, we shall go ahead and access that video clip we would like to cut, which I think I stored in the video folder, and here is the video file. So you select. After selecting, click on open and you'll have the video displayed as
Hello everyone,
on our
in today's video tutorial we are going to look at the slide transition. Slide transition simply means the movement of slides.
We have to click, hold, and
hello everyone,
move it to the timeline area here, and the video has stopped. Now after you've moved this video from the new project pen or task pen here, it comes below here. Now why do we put it on this timeline area? This timeline area helps us now to go ahead and pick out those points that we want to cut off from the video clip that we have in our timeline. Then also, when the video is moved to the timeline area here, in this area you're in position to see the duration of the video that is on the timeline. So the duration is 5 minutes and 55 seconds plus that figure that we see. As you can see, total duration for the video clip. The simplest way I do or I follow to cut the video with this shortcut is that after I have moved it to the timeline, I just double click on this timeline area. Why do I double click? I double click so that I have the 0 duration for this video, meaning that I will start now to listen to my video from the beginning up to the last. Why is it important to listen to that recorded video from the beginning up to the last? The reason is this video clip may be having some errors that you have made as you are recording. So when you listen to this video from the beginning up to the end, you will be in a position to identify those errors very easily. So that's why I listen to every part. Now another thing is that after you've double clicked, there is this horizontal scroll bar. I click on it, hold, then move it this side so that it takes me to the beginning of this video. Now when I move it there, the task I have to start now is to press on the space bar. When you press on the space bar, this movie will start now to play as you listen to the video or to the recording very carefully. Now when you press the space bar, even this area will start counting. Then that is with space bar. Then after realizing that now this is the point where there is no error, or this point from here up to somewhere here there was some error, and you realize that the recording started from somewhere here. So to get that point from where you're going to start recording, you press on letter I on your keyboard. Let's start. So I press, the video is starting.
Hello everyone. In today's video tutorial, we are going to look at the slide transition. Slide transition simply means the movement of slides. Error.
So now, for me as I'm recording, I always ensure that I have the points that I put on my screen to ensure that when I get an error during the recording, I pause. And to remind me that there was an error during the recording, I ensure that I speak out. I say an error, or I keep quiet for some seconds. Now as I'm recording, as I'm cutting my video, I will know that this part here there was some error, just as you have heard from my video.
Hello everyone.
So I'm starting again, but the mistake I've made is that I haven't gotten a point, and I guess the point could be this area. But how will I take this counter back? To take it back, we have two options. One, you can use the cursor control keys that you have on your keyboard. There is this one pointing to the left, so you keep on pressing on it as you can hear that sound. Now if it is going back slowly, you can use the page up key on your keyboard to take this counter backwards. So when I press, you can see it is going back. Now I press on the space bar to start the video, and the same space bar to stop the video as it is moving, as you are listening carefully.
Error.
So I was about to speak, I had to press the space bar to first of all stop, and then I move back a bit using that cursor control key that is facing the left or pointing to the left. Now I'm assuming that this is the area where the best recording started from. Then I want to cut off this part from my video. Here press on letter I so that you get that point and you mark it and say from this point onwards this is what I'm going to include in my video. Then from here backwards you don't need, so you're going to cut it off. So I've pressed letter I and you can see here the video has been cut. Let's play and hear now.
Hello everyone. Today's video tutorial will focus on the slide transition. So with the slide transition, we are looking at the movement that we see from one slide to another. And this movement is always visible while we are in the slide show view. So to apply slide transition to a given slide, we go to the animations group. From the error.
So you can hear there is another error that I've made in this recording, and you heard I talked of animation group instead of tab. So to remind me I had to say an error. So I pause there. Now after pausing using the spacebar key, I am sure that all this recording has got now the error. So I'll cut this part off by getting a point here. So to cut off this part, we press letter I on our keyboard. So when we press letter I, all that is off. So you can see that on the timeline, the video is going the other side. We can bring it back now. We use our scroll bar and then we make it visible. Then we press on the space bar again to start listening. Then we get the point where our video is good. Here we can see there is nothing error. And I'm trying to speak of error, so we listen.
Hello everyone.
We have already jumped that point after saying error, so we move this counter back. We have said we can use the cursor control keys, the button pointing to the left, or to be first use the page up key on the keyboard to take you back. Then press on the spacebar key to move and stop as you're trying now to get the right point. After getting, press on the I key on the keyboard. And
hello everyone. In today's video tutorial, we are going to look at the slide transition. So slide transition simply means that movement we see from one slide to another. So that movement is always clearly visible while we have opened our slides in the slide show view.
So I'm going to pause this video a bit. Now if you are sure that all that is recorded here have got no error, all the recording in this area, no error is there, you are sure. If you are sure, use the page down key to move your video forward. So I will press because I'm sure. So you keep on pressing to move so that you use little time as you're cutting that video. Then we use our scroll bar to try to have view of this video. Here I'm not sure, so I'll try to listen.
Access the different slide transition options that you can decide to apply to a given slide. By default, you will find that no slide has got a transition. So that's why we see this no transition button active.
So we can see that the whole of this area here have not been speaking, and even here the volume bars are flat. So what we do is we don't need this area. And also we have to look at our video as you're listening. So on my video I have the pointer on this very area. So I'll try to move this counter backwards by using the page up key. Then I try to listen again. Where I feel like this is the point I stopped talking, I press on the space bar key to stop. So I will play
active.
Now I press on the spacebar key, and then I'll try to reduce or take this counter back a bit, and here we are. Now this video we have here is nice. The recording has no error. We now have to pick it and put it somewhere. We cannot pick it together with this point because this point here we were not speaking anything. So we remove this, we leave this, but first we have to take this good part of our clip into the playlist section. But before you do that, take note of these figures. So this movie or this clip has played for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So take note of the 2 minutes and the 10 seconds. So to cut this clip and put here, we shall press on letter O. So when you press on letter O, you will have only the clip that you have cut, that part you feel is nice, which is only played for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So from here, right click, then cut this clip. After cutting from the new project, you have nothing. So after cutting, come to this plus symbol to add the other good part of your video to this playlist section by clicking. So when you click, you will have it placed there. This minus is to remove that cut clip from the playlist section. Now, after adding, we again have to bring back our project, but this time round we shall not get it from this option. We shall now work with this recent section here, and like I said, the recently used or cut video will be displayed on top of the list. So it is this. You click, hold, and then you can drag it inside here and it will start playing. But before it starts
Hello
playing,
everyone.
click.
In today's video tutorial, we are going to look at the slide transition. Slide transition simply.
So when you release the mouse button to stop, once again double click. When you double click, you have 0 duration. Now we have to put the other minutes for this very clip so that we get the point to start from very fast. So it is 2 minutes, so you can double click on this one for minutes. So you put 2 minutes, was it with 10 seconds. So after typing, press on the enter key. When you press on the enter key, we shall now come on this bar, click, hold, and try to drag until we see this feature here. So this feature will guide you. Be sure of the timing here. Now play again by pressing on the space bar key.
Active.
Now here there is no recording. When we reach here, we shall start talking.
So
I've pressed to stop so that I get a point. I'll use this, then press letter I to get a point to begin from. So we press letter I, and here we are starting.
So to apply a given
So you can hear there is error. So you press the space bar again to get a better starting point again. So Spacebar, we have stopped it. Now letter I to get the point.
So to apply a given slide transition to the slide, then you'll work with this transition to this slide group. To view other different slide transition options, you just click on that button, and here we have got the different slide transition options that we can apply to the selected slide. So if this is what you want, then you will click on it, and that slide transition will be applied to that given slide. So to preview, you just click on the preview button, and then you'll see the slide transition there. So that's how you can decide to apply a slide transition to only one single slide.
So I'm pressing the spacebar to stop so that we have this feature viewed. So what we shall do is to click on the arrow to view, then we press the spacebar again to start our video. But unfortunately, we can see that this space there was nothing or no audio recorded. Everything was quiet. So to remove this part, we take back our video by using the page up key. Then play
Slide.
to get the point, press on space bar key. Now we have to stop here. We cut this point. Now this is the point we want. So we press on letter O to stop from here, and we first pick on this clip, add it to our playlist. You better stop, cut this point, put to the playlist. Next time you come, it means you're going to start at least with some other duration point, which is over 3 minutes and 18 seconds, which is above this. So we press on letter O to cut, then we right click and cut this clip we want, and then put it to our playlist. Remember our duration 3 minutes 18 seconds. We go back to recent. You can even double click it and it gets displayed. Drag it to timeline, and then after dragging you have it. Now again double click, and here come and give the duration where the last clip here stopped, which was 3 minutes and 18 seconds. After, press enter. Then let's try to locate the other feature guiding us. Here it is. So we press on the space bar to get a point, to stop, then get a point by using letter I on the keyboard. There we are. Now to play, press on the space bar once again.
This slide transition can also be applied to other slides that you have in your presentation. However, if you want to give your slides different transition effects, then you will always select on a slide, then give it that transition you want. For instance, if you want that, then you just click on it. So now if we go to this first one and we try to go to the slideshow.
So we pause this video, then we try to move together to that feature.
So you can see what has happened to our screen. So when we click, then you will see another transition on the slide. Then these other slides which have got no.
So if you are sure that everything is okay, you can now decide to move this video forward. Then we want to have that view, we click. So I'm sure all this part I had no error. You keep on moving
in your presentation.
So let's assume this is the end point for our video. press letter O to cut the rest of the recording. You add this way and pick this clip by right clicking, then selecting cut, then add it to the playlist by using this plus symbol. So here we have only the cut clips that we would like to now try to export, and it becomes one single movie for us. However, before we do that, you need sometimes to show people that this video was made by so and so. So you can do that by adding some other images to this very video that you have recorded. How do we do that? If you have the image on the computer, then you can try to restore this program by doing that. Then try to access that image that you have in your computer. Let's try to check from pictures. Then from the pictures, let's try to add this picture that we have here. So you select the picture by clicking on it. Let me use this. Select, click, hold, and then move this picture. But you're going to move this picture to the playlist section. Release. So after releasing, here we have our picture added. Now we can maximize our program. We are done with cutting and adding the picture that we want to show that this was made by so and so at the end of our video, or you can put this at the beginning of the video, or you can put it in the middle of the video. It is now upon you. Now the process of exporting this video means that you have to now click, hold this cut clip, and again this time drag it to the timeline area. Release. After dragging, this area here has got no recording, as we can see. So this is an area we are going to remove. How? We right click that very area and click on remove, and it will get removed. Then you can see that this clip is covering the whole of the timeline area, yet we still have two more other clips plus the image. So what do? We shall work with this zoom tool. So you use this minus to try to create some space for some other clips, so you can still zoom more. Now you come again to your playlist, click, hold, and drag it to the timeline. We remove this area by right clicking, then we remove. Then we can now again add this in the timeline, right click to remove that space. We still have our picture, so we click on the minus symbol so that we can try to zoom out. Then we go now to our image, click, hold, and put it into your timeline. Right click and then remove that space. Now we have to make sure that our clip is processed well. How do we do that? We shall start with the image. So this image has to be given some filters. How do we want this image to be displayed in our video clip? So we have to select this image, but first of all I'll try to zoom, then we go to the image. Make sure you click on the image. After clicking, come to filters option, click on it. Now from this filters option, you will have this name of the image you have inserted into the timeline displayed, as you can see. Then we shall click on this plus so that we add the filter to this image. Now you can now decide to say that I want this image to fade in the video that we have. We click. So when you click fade in the video, you can see there is a feature that has been added to this image. If you don't want it, then you come and say I want to remove that filter. When you click, it gets removed, but you want it to fade in the video, so we click that option and it will fade in the image, in the video. Then secondly, we have to normalize the audio of our clip. So to normalize it, we shall click on this area here where we see master, but in this audio section, click once. When you click once, it gets selected. Then we shall still work with this filter option, so we shall go to plus, and then we try to give our clip to gain some volume. Select gain volume. Now we see level is 0, the maximum is 24, so we shall click, hold, and then move, and we have the 24 as we want the volume to be. So we are done with that. So that means that we have our video clip having a normal volume, and our image also now will fade in the video. We can go ahead and save this video. We give it a name, and let me call it Shotcut Tutorial. Then after, where do you want to save it? It is upon you, but this one is just is not the final video that you're going to get, because we haven't exported, but the video name will be Shotcut Tutorial. So we click save and it will be saved. Now we go ahead and export our video to finalize the cutting of our video. So to export, you work with this option of export. Click on it. When you click on it, here you have a number of ways how you may decide to export this video. You can decide to only get an MP3 part of this video, that is the audio. You can also try to work with these other options as we can see. But since you want the video, when you click on the export, just come directly on this export help section. Now on the export help section, they are telling you that the defaults create that type of clip file, that type of file MP4. So you can change if you want, but since we want the MP4 file and we want to get it from timeline, that's why we decided to move these videos from playlist to timeline. So you work with timeline, but also you can decide to do it from the playlist directly if you feel like. I enjoy working with the timeline section, so we shall leave timeline. Then after, come and click on export file. So when you click on the export file, you have this export dialog box displayed for you. You can specify where you want the video to be exported. So let's put our video into the desktop so that we can access it later. So it is Shotcut Tutorial. Now we click on save. When you click on save, then you can now see that the section for jobs starts working. So this program starts processing the cut video, as we can see from the percentages being counted. From here, you have to wait until the percentage reaches 100, and you will be sure that the cut video is now well processed. So You will give it time depending on the speed of the machine and also the volume of the video that you have. So you can see that the video has reached 99% and it has brought for us the tick, implying that the video is well processed. From here you can now close the program. After closing the program, let's check. You go ahead and check on the desktop where you have put your video.